So as a part of our project today, I'll just show you how to create a simple Oracle database on Oracle Exadata Shared Infrastructure. We can just directly go from within this dashboard to the creation of Oracle database, or in order to show you the other options, I'll just click on this burger menu, go to database services section, and click on autonomous transaction processing database. It will take you to the screen where we can create a autonomous database. To make things simpler for you, autonomous database is just like ready to deploy database configuration services, which enable you to create and deploy databases with one or two or three click of buttons, and your database will be deployed on Exadata machines. But you need to just consider this, that autonomous database is the next generation or cutting edge database technology that is self-healing and self-administered. So there are just like in traditional databases or Exadata deployments, you had to have the access to the backend server and configure it. So that's not the case with the autonomous database service on Exadata servers. So let's create an autonomous database to show you the concept of deployment. By default within this screen you will have the compartment. Compartment is nothing but a Oracle concept or a cloud concept which enable you to logically categorize your resources, just like virtual machines and all. So you can create your own compartment or a logical area where to deploy your resources, or you can select the out of the box available root compartment. So that is the default. So as a part of this demo, I'm not going to cover that because that's irrelevant to deploying the database service. So display name, I'm saying POC DB2. You can keep these as default, or you can keep them to something that is meaningful for you. You can simply click create to create it, or you can select or change the options. You see here it is workload type. If your database is going to run a data warehouse, then you can select the data warehouse, and if it is a online transaction processing or lot of updates and deletes happening within your database, then you can select the transaction processing. Then in the deployment type you have shared infrastructure and dedicated infrastructure. Shared infrastructure is nothing but an autonomous database running as a PDC, or a container database within your Exadata infrastructure. And the dedicated infrastructure runs autonomous database on dedicated Exadata infrastructure. So as a part of this demo, I'm covering the shared infrastructure. You have, if you don't want yourself to be charged, so you need to have this always free. So when you select this, when you turn this off, when you turn this on first, the thing is, if your database is not being used for 7 days, it will automatically be shut down, and if it is not used for 3 months, it will be automatically deleted when you are using the free tier. If you are using a paid version, this will not be the option. If you unselect this, what it says is your account is limited to always free service to access all autonomous database upgrades. Okay, so because my account is free, so I'll go with this so that I'm not getting charged even after I upgrade. So choose the database version. Here you can select other database versions. If your trial is not expired, you will have, as you have created your account, I believe in the previous tutorial I have shared with you a document, so you will have different versions available which you can use. So I'll keep this 19C. In trial I have only one CPU and 20 GB of space allocated. You can select auto scaling when in your case you'll able to select auto scaling, and you can select different when there are different loads. You can actually scale out and scale uh, up your deployment. This part is important as autonomous database is self-healing and self-managed, so you will not be having backend access and you will not be having any sort of a sysdba access, so because that is done for you by Oracle itself. So but you will have an admin user which is enough for doing day-to-day administrative tasks like creation of users and other activities from operational perspective. But keep in mind you cannot add data files, or you cannot just create table spaces. The reason is this is automatically done for you by Oracle. So I'll just put a password. This you need to save it for yourself. So we will be using all this when we are doing on connection to this autonomous database deployed on Exadata server from your local host machines. So within the network, access allows secure access, so from everywhere. The reason is it will allow you to connect from your local host machine or from your office. Even you can just put some more rules to restrict from a specific CIDR block or a network, or from a specific virtual cloud network. These are the topics related to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. If you are interested, we can cover them in future. Or if you want to allow access from a specific IP, you can do so. For the time being, I'm just unchecking all these options. I'll go with default. And within licensing type, there are two types of licenses. Let's say on the customer for whom you are deploying, they don't want to buy separate licenses, and they want licenses to be included as a part of every month's billing. So they can select the license include section. Otherwise, if they don't have this, just like if they already have bought some licenses, they can select the bring your own licenses tab as well. This is grayed out in free and expired free access that I have. So within advanced option, I want to show you this is non-technical, but it is really important when within an organization you want to track the different cost centers and the costs incurred across those cost centers. Just like I have created a few for myself, so you can select them. You just like I have a marketing. Within marketing I have two options like advertisement and campaigns I have created. So this actually allows me in the regions as well. So this allows me to track my budgets across the company, and the number of um, resources and the billing I'm having. So it actually helps us in terms of tracking our budgets against the actual cost that we have. So this is not important for now, just for the sake of your information. Now I can click on create autonomous database. So within a few seconds I'll have my database running on Exadata machine, shared Exadata host. You see it is provisioning. Let me show you a few things what is happening in the background. If you click here, this work request, these are the tasks happening in the background when you submitted this request. You see the completion status right now 0. If you want to further drill down, you just go to the creation activity. You see the overall status here, and if you see here, what are the actual subtasks it is performing. Initialization has completed, creation of database it is happening. So if there are any errors, you will able to see here. So you can see the tasks which were being performed by the DBS previously, just going through the logs and everything. Now it's just like has been, created in a way. Now a non-technical person even can create these databases and manage them literally without having a lot of knowledge about Oracle infrastructure and Oracle related, engineered systems like Exadata. Now they have provided sort of abstraction for the actual Exadata machines and their configuration, because previously as a DBA you had to configure those things when you were running them on premises. Like now see, you have all your tasks completed. Now we can go to autonomous database. From here you can see now the list of databases. This one is the one I created right now. When I click, I can see my database is up and running. And now in the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to connect it from a local machine, and the steps that need to be performed. Just like if you remember previously, you had to have the TNS names to be shared with the client, and then they were able to connect. Now there is a easier way and a more secure way of connecting to the databases, which I'll cover in the next step.